Okay. The volume's really low. Hope you guys can hear that.
That was a misclick.
Tracer.
Oh, I should probably listen to some of the comms here.
Tracer. Yeah. Maybe you could play McCree because McCree is pretty.
So I want to take a look at the team comp.
See how much damage that would be with 6 shots, but I'm terrible at maths and I can't be.
So Moira, D.Va, Ryan, McCree.
Are we going left down?
It's like 180, I think. 180. I found
Are we doing it?
I said yeah. No one listens.
Yeah, like why did you go up? Like you said that.
Okay, so you wasted Fade there for no reason. Not that it really matters. You're just entering choke point. Your team's a little confused about where to go. Clearly, you have this the 6 stack, so you're a bit more inclined to work together. Pretty much just follow your main tank. It looks like you're doing a pretty good job of that. I would recommend not wasting resources that you don't have to waste right out of the gate. Even like there could be someone flanking and you might need to deal with them. You really never know. Like there's no reason to waste resources when you don't have to like that. I might do it like from time to time to reposition, but it didn't really seem like you were even trying to do that here. Let's look at that again.
80. I found
Are we
80.
doing it?
I said yeah. No one listens.
Yeah, like why did you
Yeah,
go
your
up?
team's taking damage up
Like,
there.
you said that.
Nice heals. Not using too much resource.
Shield's almost down.
So you fired a damage orb pretty much right. I don't even
Shield's
think you
almost
could
down.
see what their team comp was before you fired that orb. So they have a Genji and a D.Va. I would try and time the orb so you hear the Genji reflect. Hold on. Okay, so you fired the orb right after the Genji deflected.
Just push
Okay,
on
I'm
them.
gonna go behind them.
That's good, but you still have to keep in mind they have a D.Va there. What I'd recommend is firing the orb in a way that it doesn't, like, either on the ground or like right. I can just point out with my mouse, like right along the edge of the doorway, so the D.Va doesn't see it coming until it's already inside the enemy team.
Just push
Okay,
on
I'm
them.
gonna go behind them.
Shields down. Shields down.
I don't know about this.
D.Va saw me, she's all alone. Where's she go?
No, you should have stuck with your Reinhardt there. I get what you're trying to do. You're trying to make space, but they have a lot of healing there. You have no support from your team because your entire team is staying behind over in the choke, and you decide to go and flank. They're gonna be taking some damage. All they have is a Mercy heal, I think. So yeah, Mercy is only does 50 heals per second on single targets, so they might have a hard time given there's a big shield here and a D.Va.
D.Va saw me, she's all alone. Where's she go with it?
So your Ryan could be a little more aggressive. That's probably why your junk died there.
Went with her.
Except if you did stay there, you probably could have kept him up.
Shield almost down.
Okay, I regret going after the D.Va being healed
Yeah, they
by the
come
Mercy.
on this side.
McCree is kind of out of position.
Yeah, Solid, please say like which side
Yeah,
because
I was unaware that the Mercy
don't
was there
really
until
always
after
know
I
what
was
side.
basically dead already.
guys, we need to get out of here because they're just holding us.
It's a good call. I would not have used
Can we
Coalescence.
like
Okay,
go out?
so good on you for getting Coalescence pretty quickly, even though your team is being extremely passive. Let's see.
Mercy
Some
was there
really
until
always
after
know
I
what
was
side.
basically dead already.
Guys, we need to get out of here because they're just holding us. Can we like go out?
So a tip on the other Moira ults is you can out heal any damage that Moira ult is going to do to your team with regular Biotic Grasp, and clearly you had enough of your healing resource to do that. So when the Moira ults, oh hey Rain, I kind of just started. You didn't miss that much. Anyway, I'm on to like the
It's helping
first
us.
like actual good tip here. So yeah, when Moira ults, you want to use regular healing resource to heal your team, because Coalescence as a healing ability is really not that powerful compared to what you can already do as Moira with Biotic Grasp and Healing Orb. I mean, think about it. You can use Biotic Grasp and Healing Orb and heal for more than 140 healing per second. That does, I think, 155.
Can we like
Another tip is, had you had Coalescence after the Moira used Coalescence on their side,
go out soon?
you could have got a lot more, I'll call it utility, like space making, from that ult.
Because, like, they're just wasting our time.
Yeah, you're using it purely for healing.
Not backwards.
That's
out, like,
not how you want to use
out in front of
Coalescence.
us.
Oh my god. I'm just
Like,
gonna go for it.
We're just standing here and wasting our time. Salty, again, please don't like
Nice heals.
stay in cover when you're ulting. There's a diva behind us. Can we take care of her, please? She's ulting now.
Okay.
Yeah, baby.
That D.Va totally could have survived there, but nice targeting. Like that's what you want to go. You want to go for divas when they demech like that. You can generally kill them. You didn't have your orb up, but typically what I do when I see D.Va, he submitted a VOD. Okay, we can check that out next then. Yeah, typically what you want to do is focus them down with damage orb and biotic grasp. You can deal with them really fast, and if you can't even get to them in time, with that, a melee can often just close off any chance of the D.Va escaping or getting back into mech.
I went to fan the Zen, but I only had one bullet.
Yeah,
Oh,
regroup.
You got 2 picks. Group up.
nice job not dying there.
Like, we wasted too much time in that little room.
Yeah, but we are not going to let them settle down again.
Guys,
here,
we gotta
so-
wait for McCree, please.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll-
but we're
I
not
won't be
going
too
to.
long. Okay, I'm here.
Nice.
That looks like a good
Get it?
bomb. Oh
go,
yeah.
Go.
That wasn't
Wow.
where I wanted it to land.
I missed my flash, crap.
So your Rhine died here. Let's see what you could have done
Yeah.
to prevent that.
Okay, I'm here.
Nice.
Get in. Yeah, go.
Okay, the problem was your Rhine didn't hold shield. I wouldn't say it's your fault that he died there, but you could have been focusing healing way more onto him. I realize aiming with console, I don't know how that really, I mean, I do know how it works, and it's really challenging, at least for me, but if you can aim your heals better, I think you would have been able to keep him alive, despite the fact he wasn't holding up shield.
That wasn't
Wow.
where I wanted it to land.
I missed my flash, crap.
Nice damage orb.
Crap.
Did
Oh, you
just
should,
went to that,
nice.
Moira, come back.
Yeah, I know.
Why did no one go in?
Nice.
Like, I got 2 picks.
I did, but
Yeah.
our right got low and I had to heal
Yeah,
him. And then he died.
I got in and I died. You know,
Oh
like,
shit.
So I would be planning a really
Just
aggressive
get back, yeah.
coalescence. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Like, get back, like, all the way. Like, go on, diva.
Nice call out.
I'll take the bongo.
So-
I'll take the bongo.
You had orb in 2 seconds there. You
Go on,
should have,
diva.
given that D.Va just got out of mech, I would have waited to use an orb and then use coalescence instead of just using coalescence by itself. The good thing is that Orisa just ulted, so I'd focus on that ultimate first.
I'll take the bongo.
Nice.
If I can.
Really good call out. I mean, it's what
Bongo
you want to
down,
do
bongo
is
down.
Moira. I would have tried to maybe get a couple more teammates. I mean, enemies in that line. I think if you moved, like, where's my pan tool? Like, if you moved just a little bit this way, you would have been able to line up possibly like there instead and be hitting some enemies. No big deal though.
Bongo down.
Nice.
shield down.
Overextended.
Please say.
Really nothing more
like,
more to say there.
bit
Got the
before
mercy.
the shield breaks, because so we have like time to get out of the way.
You should never go past your shield like that. Unless you're really confident you can get a kill, and that
Same,
kill
like,
is worth
shield
more
at
than your own
1,000
life, which
or
is
something. So-
very rare.
I
Like-
need.
Yeah, I'm not
You
there.
shouldn't-
Just go back.
You could have not used the healing orb,
Okay.
but given your team's getting some picks here, I think it's probably fine.
Yeah.
Crap. Crap.
I'm trying not to focus on like specifics way too much, because that's not what's gonna get people out of lower ranks. What gets people out of lower ranks is game, like decision making and game sense. It's not all the
Soldier,
like
net the mega.
tiny mechanical issues.
Where's that?
Nice. I like that you're going out
Sorted
and
that
chasing these
second.
kills. Cutting these staggers is really, really important for getting more time on the payload. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah,
Ryan, you
nice,
told me that.
nice. Not trusting the Rhine shield.
Got them.
I would never trust Rhine shields. Like
I got my old
diamond and
Just
below.
like just keep pushing up like this. Like Soldier is solo holding us right now.
Okay, you could have healed your McCree. You could have healed your McCree with the healing orb and grasp there.
Like Soldier is solo holding us right now.
But I don't know what your McCree was doing. He just like walked forward. That's interesting. Whatever, you got
That was
res.
a waste of his soul. Since you only got one. Mercy,
I wouldn't have used healing orb there. Let's see. Yeah, so you were at.
since you only got one.
You took like 60 damage. The payload heals for 10 healing per second. You didn't really need to use a healing orb just to heal that much. You could have easily whoops. Yeah, you could have easily just used biotic grasp on the enemy mercy to self heal all that back up in very little time, and save.
Mercy, point.
Yeah, and then save the orb for a time like right here where you could use the orb to kill that mercy.
Some point.
I'll go back so you guys can see that again.
It was a waste of his soul. Since you only got one.
So, you could save an orb, throw it right here, and kill the mercy. Of course, they're using the bongos, so that makes it a little bit difficult.
I am almost dead. There's a Moira
Yes.
behind us.
So you gotta be more careful with the.
Yeah, I know. I was a little
Tires.
too far out.
Yeah.
This is very chaotic.
I have Einun.
Okay, nice, nice. You should never let your healing resources get that low. Like, once you're getting low, just do some damage, even for half a second. Just constantly switch between healing and damage to, like, when you're getting low on resources. And you shouldn't really have a problem keeping your resources up like that.
You got him back.
I'm actually pretty impressed by your resource management so far.
Break shield near down. Break shield down.
Nice,
Down.
nice, nice. That's really, really big. You didn't
Up.
need that ultimate, I don't think.
Nice.
Yeah, I would have saved that. Even though the enemy Moira
Break
used
it up,
her
break it
coalescence and your team was pretty low there,
Gonna pop.
you could have just used your body
Nice.
grasp to heal them up, and save the coalescence
Go
for
on the Moira. Go on the Moira. Go on the Moira.
really punishing the enemy.
Moira, no fight. Nice.
I suppose since you won the fight there and you
Come
killed
back.
them all,
Go.
creating some staggers, it didn't really matter that much.
Nice.
But there's no reason to use the resources if you don't have to.
I'm just realizing we've only got bronze kills.
Unless of course you're trying to prove a point and just like you want to BM the enemy, that's totally fine.
That's all I'm
I got
bothered
the
about.
Nice pick on the
Just keep
Genji
pushing
there.
like this.
Crap.
Ah, damn.
She did that shit right over
Okay, we
her
lost both of our DPS.
Give it no boost. Give it no ghost. She's still alone.
Okay, you just wasted Fade. You haven't been wasting Fade a lot here, and I think it's also because you haven't been using Fade a lot.
Yes.
Give it no boost. Give it no ghost.
Which means, I think it means you're kind of playing safe in a lot of situations. Which isn't a bad thing, it means you're staying alive more, but it also means that you could be creating some more space for your team. I
Still
could
alone.
explain that a little bit, but I'm just gonna keep on watching for now. I might go over that later.
Focus the bongo. Focus bongo.
Nice Fade.
I'm dead.
That was unlucky. It's like
Oh,
the
I almost charged.
Orisa boosted Genji. Yikes.
Fall back, guys.
Yeah, fall back, our Mercy's dead, and our Moira's respawned.
Yeah, keep focusing down that diva. Get that frail charge. I would have angled that orb a little bit to the left. So, yeah, let's see. I would have fired it from more of where you're standing right now than from over here. You want to make sure if it manages to get back there, it's going to bounce off something and get even further into the enemy team, giving you more ult charge and doing more damage. Also, you did have your ultimate right there, and it's better to combo it with the damage orb.
Found no shield.
The tip I have for using Coalescence with damage orb for this I used to think the best way to do it was to do like the animation cancel where you throw an orb and then use Coalescence, but really you want to throw the damage orb, wait for the damage orb just as it's about to hit the first person in the enemy team, then you use your Coalescence and you do instant 120 damage per second. And the reason you do this is so when the damage orb reaches the enemy team, it's doing the full 120 damage per second, which is damage orb plus Coalescence for an extended duration of time. And given that enemies typically might not get out of the way of damage orb, they are not expecting a Coalescence to be following it up. Like, they're not expecting to be taking 120 damage per second right behind their shield. You can usually catch people off guard with that. I think that was a good explanation. Yeah.
Lucio's almost okay.
You kind of switch targets in the middle there. I would have focused on this. This is a Genji. I can't even tell. You were kind of focusing on the main group, but no one in particular. You want to focus on someone.
Lucio's almost okay. I was about to say that Lucio's almost dead, but not anymore.
I mean, not that you could have killed him anyway, but it didn't really seem like you were focusing on a single target, which is. It not only improves your aim with Coalescence, but
Guys,
it'll get you more
behind
kills.
us. I can't go in.
They're behind us.
Yeah, they're behind us. Ryan, you're all alone. They're cutting you off. You're being so aggressive.
Your Reinhardt is still alive somehow? Nice fade.
Oh my god.
No, there goes our Junkrat.
You could save your Ryan here. You could totally save your Ryan here. Okay. He looks... Maybe he'll live that? Okay, survive that.
Moira, save me.
You didn't need a healing orb, but that's okay.
Lucio down.
You run back.
Nice. I would have saved that for the damage orb, and you could have easily finished off that Genji there. Well, actually, not easily, because they had armor pack, but you could have at least gotten him down to... you wasted some resources there trying to heal a Balking Mercy.
No,
That's okay.
Dragons.
So I see what you're doing a lot is you're changing targets really fast. You don't want to do that. Like in Coalescence and non-Coalescence. If you change targets fast, with healing it's okay, but when you're trying to damage someone and you change targets fast, you're typically just feeding the healer's ult charge. I mean, you're feeding your own ult too, but you're probably not going to land as many kills if you keep on changing targets like that. I would focus on the Genji. He's a really easy target to go after.
Dragons.
Yeah, I would have really committed to getting that Genji.
Come get the break. She's behind point. She's that.
Nice, nice, nice. Nice tracking.
That.
Yes, go after the Mercy.
Oh, that's so
I think you could have, if you were confident enough, I would have gone after that Mercy. Your team didn't need your support right there, and you probably have no. Your Ryan died.
Behind shield.
Nice, nice.
Nice.
Easy.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna skip forward a little bit. Okay, you're running Bastion.
Shield tank.
Bastion,
So,
Diva,
Bastion-
Rhine, Mercy. So Mercy should be pocketing Bastion. You'll be free to do some more stuff. Oh wow, what are you doing here? This is interesting.
We're going to set between these boxes. Bastion, you can sit right here
So
on my spray.
that's a little bit risky. That's really risky.
You have like a little bit cover.
You had to use 2 fades to get back to your team. I mean, I guess
Yeah,
it
that's a little bit
worked,
too high for my shield,
but there are better
yeah,
spots to use your damage orb early.
Wait,
Early
I'll
there.
set the right of you because your hammer gets I can't see anything with your hand.
some safer
Yeah,
spots, I will say, because like
You come
Okay,
up
I mean, it can work at lower ranks, but if you're playing against like top 500 Widowmakers, I mean, not to brag, but you will probably get shot in the back. Had you have done that,
Okay, they're
I'm not saying what you did was bad. I'm saying like I'm very impressed that you actually went for that. Like I wouldn't expect most silver players to go for that. That damage orb there.
If I was shouting left side and you shouted
So I
right,
would.
come on.
I'm gonna commend you for going for that.
I'm not good with left or right.
Get your things right.
Under pressure. They're going left.
Yes, left.
Oh, you should be doing damage here. So, I would have you buffered up your teammates with a quick shot of Biotic Grasp just so they can have the lingering healing for the next 3 minutes. I mean, 3 seconds. And then just go for like full on damage. You've already got some picks. Be aggressive. There you go.
What's that?
Interesting fade there.
Yes.
Nice, nice.
Coalescence.
Then Reinhardt, just go right. Reinhardt, right. Behind point,
Yeah.
right behind point.
Time.
What?
There's a minute.
just
Okay. Wait, sorry. I think... Did your Mercy have ult yet? So you should... Wait.
Zenyatta left side, come left
Okay,
side.
I don't play
Zenyatta.
console, but is there...
Okay.
I don't think there's a
Okay,
way
they're
for you to
right
like
now.
hit tab and check your
Yeah.
ally's ultimate.
Okay.
I'll just go back and explain. I would have let your Mercy
Zenyatta left side,
get
come
the
left
healing
side,
on that
Zenyatta.
diva, so she
Okay.
could charge her ultimate
Okay,
if she
they're
didn't already
right
have it.
now.
Yeah.
Hmm. So you have your
Right
ultimate,
now.
and you're gonna go for a damage orb here without using your ultimate. I would just.
Nice, nice, nice.
That's generally not what you should be
Nice
doing.
bomb.
Yeah.
What's that?
I really like this
Yeah,
play.
just go in.
Like, you are
Pigs.
Fearless, and your positioning is also pretty good.
No, just
Like
save it.
you're playing safe,
Yeah,
but you're
okay,
also
it's already
able to
good.
damage the enemies here. I would have used your ultimate a little bit earlier though.
Someone's so
Jungret, did you already use
Let me
What's that?
talk about your ultimate usage here.
come left side, Zenyatta? Okay.
Oh yes, the select button does that. Okay, so you can check your allies' ultimate charge then. So I wouldn't go. I don't know. This angle is okay. Typically, when I use Coalescence on this point, I'll go for the right side. Even if my team is on the right side, you have a better angle to look down. Because if you use your ultimate from here, you're gonna have this barrier here that you can't really see past unless you actually move all the way over here. But if you're standing like over here, you can look down this entire space. Yeah.
Okay, they're right now.
Yeah.
Nice, but just go in. You won't get pigs.
But it was a good
What
ultimate.
about Mel?
You focused on the Orisa, then you
No,
moved to
just
the
save it.
soldier, then
Yeah, okay.
It's already
Reinhardt.
used.
Nice. Would have made this even better is if you called out your targets.
Jungret,
I mean,
did you
I don't expect
already
that,
use
but
the ult or not?
Yeah.
increasing the
I have
chances
it,
of getting
just-
those picks.
I'll have it back. Not
Yeah, okay,
not for
I
long.
thought if this was your first ult, then it was a little bit bad for Jungret, but...
Diva left.
Uh,
I'm already
There
halfway
go-
to my ult.
I really like the aggression. I really do. Like, you see how your team isn't...
What?
Where's the bomb?
Okay, your team only died because your Mercy got shattered, but your team wasn't dying despite the fact you were that far up. This is really important to learn if you're, like, not a high-ranked player, is that you can be super aggressive here, and your team's still fine. You don't always have to be healing them, but you do have to be watching out for when they need healing. Clearly, they didn't need healing right now. You're trying to go for a pick or get ult charge. It's a little risky, but given that I don't think they're gonna be able to kill you here, it's probably fine.
I need healing.
Who's getting reviewed? This is like,
Where's the bomb?
I think it's the third VOD review submitted to my channel. I forget the name. Sorry.
That's one way to get smashed.
No,
Yeah, that
wow.
was not good.
Moira, next time try to heal first and then attack.
I know.
Don't listen to that. Don't listen to
that's
that.
what
Don't
I'm
listen to
doing.
that.
Oh, yeah, so I died pretty quick.
Yeah, but they have way too much. I'm just
Wait, was
stalling
that the
you.
Mercy who's saying that?
I died pretty quick.
No, that
Yeah,
was
but they have way
the.
too much.
Hold on.
Oh,
I'm gonna see what he's talking about.
What? No,
Where's the
no,
bomb?
no, no, no.
Yeah, you're Ryan.
That's one way to get smashed.
Nothing you could do
Oh,
there.
that
Nothing you could do
is
there.
not good.
Moira, next.
I'm just stalling if you guys
Yeah.
can go on.
Healing orb.
Yeah, but they have way too
You waited a little bit too long to use your healing orb.
Stalling if you guys
Yeah.
can go on.
I mean, if you want to stall longer,
Yeah.
I'm on
you
my
there's
way.
no chance your team's gonna win that. But
If they don't melt me first.
I mean, you have Earth Shatter, but your Ryan just died. Tyre could be pretty huge here.
I'm just.
Hey,
going
Nico,
to
yeah.
say-
Bad
I want
reviews.
to go for behind flank, guys.
Nice
Go in this
fade to
room
jump
here if you
thing
want
there.
behind flanks and then
I know it's a
do
little bit more difficult on console.
Okay, yeah,
Where's-
I need a
where's-
shield of some sort.
I can
Hmm.
go with Coalescence.
Nice.
Okay, I'm dead.
It was a good call. It was a very good call, but
I have my ult.
the execution wasn't so good.
Nice.
I would not have ulted from such a narrow alley. Like, look at this. You only have. Hold on. I'm gonna get this paused at the right
I
second.
can go with Coalescence.
So you decide to ult when your sightlines consist of the payload and a shield and like one soldier here. What I would have done is, even though your Ryan's here, I think he has a Mercy with him. I would have gone in front of the payload so you have a long sightline where you can make the full use of the range of Coalescence. I am very happy that you used Damage Orb before you ulted though.
Okay, I'm dead. I have my ult.
Nice pick.
Nice.
Point. They have 3 tanks on point.
That's a little close. So you can take better advantage of the longer range of your body grasp there.
Yeah.
Ryan 1 on
Fall
point.
back a,
He's getting
guys.
healed.
Fall back a little bit.
I mean, your team's kind of dead anyway.
Oh god, I've been discorded. I've been discorded.
It's more of a like slight mechanics issue.
God,
One
I've
thing
been
about
discorded,
using
I've been
fade right
discorded.
there. No, I wouldn't use fade there. You want to get back faster. Is this your Reinhardt? I can't even tell. Yeah, I would jump past the stairs and then use fade into
Oh
jump
God,
so
I've
you
been
can get a
discorded,
little
I've
more
been
distance
discorded.
out of that fade. Because you end up hitting the wall every single time.
Okay.
I
Mm,
need a shield.
uh,
Shield
you sh-
down.
that was a good block, but you should not have used healing orb there. I just wouldn't have used an orb. Maybe damage orb.
Yeah, we
Crap.
see 9 that.
Okay, I'm gonna go McCree's Bastion.
Nice
before I
dodge.
get
You
more.
just completely dodged the pin right there. You're being super aggressive.
Go back, go
If
back,
you
go back.
want to be this aggressive, I would actually just use your ultimate. Like, you have damage orb, you have coalescence. You're gonna get some kills. They are not coordinated. And if you could even force out like a tank ultimate, like say you get shattered right here or something, that's still a win for your team. Like trading coalescence for shatter, coalescence typically charges a little bit faster than shatter. I mean, it's not a great trade, but given the potential you have right here to get some kills with your ult, I don't know. It's also just kind of fun.
Come back, come back.
Fall back. Fall back.
Like, it
Oh,
doesn't
yeah,
get
it's
huge
just
value
the-
because
what's that?
they respawn right there.
Uh,
But sometimes you can just like tell the team that, you know, like you're better.
Ow.
Just send them a
Wait, so,
message.
You wasted it.
Yeah.
Make them fear you.
I'm out of resources.
Okay, they're down a Rhine.
Nice. I would have completely focused out Lucio.
Hold on.
Your diva is getting some huge bombs.
Where's the bongo? Where's the bongo?
So you're asking where? Wait, who's asking where the bongo is? Is that you?
Where's the bongo?
Yeah, you're asking where the bongo is, but there are there are lines that are connected to every single enemy teammate where you can identify where the
Where's
bongo is.
Probably behind the shield.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
Yeah, it's like way behind them. Who's just behind us?
Nice. Oh, I was throwing damage up a
Nice,
little bit
nice
earlier
shield
than that, but
comes
it was still good.
The diva is also down.
One thing about waiting to use abilities, any hesitation, that can cost you fights. If you act, the moment you think of doing something, you do it instead of like, oh, should I do that? Should I use Coalescence? You're gonna probably win more games. Just thinking faster than the enemy.
Lucio down.
Mercy by herself.
Like if you feel like it's the right move, just
Widow.
go ahead and do it.
Why are they doing a
You'll learn
cheap
pretty
attack
fast
though
what works and what
on this
doesn't
map?
Yeah.
that way.
Perhaps. Okay, I think the enemies might be a little stupid. Or one of them at least.
Get that Ryan, get that Ryan.
It's only the tanks just pushing in.
I'm almost dead. I'm just gonna have to move backwards.
So you've been standing here the past like 6 seconds doing absolutely nothing. Yeah, that's not great. You're not even close to your ultimate. It's like you're not even trying to set up an ultimate here. You're just like not doing anything.
There we go.
Ah, careful,
I was
Solly.
getting
Solly, what are
stressed
you
that I
doing
was
here?
about
What are
to
you doing
die.
here?
Like, at least if you were behind your Rhine shield, you could be like getting some damage done without putting yourself in danger. But even though you're not getting focused here, you're not contributing much. Okay, I like this. I like this aggressiveness. Like, you're confident that you're not going to get
I
picked,
still
even
have
though
a
you're
couple
standing
minutes
in
left.
front of the enemy.
Jeez.
No, I'm 44.
You keep stealing my gloves.
Yes. Right behind, right
Go
behind,
back,
right
guys.
behind, at the mega. He's behind us. right
What?
mega.
That Reinhardt went flying.
Oh,
Nice,
that
nice
mega.
fade,
I
nice
thought you were
fade.
talking about the other mega.
Oh, it's behind us.
It's looking for groups 6 stack.
On the right,
Tulsa.
on the right.
I got the shield.
Oh my god, your diva is actually insane.
Nice ult, Diva.
Nice tracking there. Nice tracking. That was a
Moira
good.
wasted ult on the Moira. She's dead.
It
Nice.
was a good ult. I don't think you needed it because your diva literally got
Yeah.
3
Moira
picks.
wasted ult on the Moira. She's dead.
Wait, did you use your ult before your diva got the
On the right.
picks? I think you did. So
On the
I
right.
would have waited before you saw what the outcome of that diva bomb was before you ulted. I know I just talked about not hesitating, but if you have an ability that was used that could potentially get value out of it, where you don't need to use your abilities now, I just
On the right.
I'd think about it.
I got the shield tank.
I
got one
got
of
these.
Nice ult, Diva.
Thank you.
Moira wasted ult on the Moira. She's
Nice,
dead.
nice. So that's just a cool thing about Moira versus Moira when you have the Moira on the enemy team using her ultimate. You can use Body Grasp and Damage Orb to deal 50 damage per second to her. If she's standing in like relatively the same place, you'll take her down pretty quickly with some help. Another small tip that's not really relevant to the video at the moment, but if you're using Coalescence against enemy Moira who's also using Coalescence, if you have perfect tracking, you will deal 20 damage per second to that Moira and potentially kill her. I've done it before. It's pretty fun, and it shows the enemy Moira who's boss. They do not expect you to get taken down by another Moira like that.
Yes.
Easy game.
Go.
Go.
This positioning is weird.
Okay,
This
who's-
positioning
who's
is
so
really
good?
weird.
Mega room.
I have kills, objective kills.
Because-
and heal.
To get back to your team, you can't cross this without using Fade. And once you've used Fade, you're kind of vulnerable. I don't like this positioning at all. No.
Well, you stole Elim's
Yeah,
and
they're going
objective.
They're
to
left,
the
they're
mega
right
room.
side.
But geez, you have 4 deaths in what was that, 15 minutes? I don't think you belong to this rank. I honestly don't. I don't know how console works with whole ranking stuff, but I don't think you belong here.
Well, you stole Elim's
Yeah,
and
they're going
objective.
They're
to the
left,
mega
they're
room.
right side.
Who
they're
stole
in
full
here.
damage?
Yeah, you had to use Fade just to get over there, and now you're vulnerable. Just like I said. I hate saying I told you so, but I told you so.
Right Ryan on point, Ryan low, Ryan low, Ryan low. Down.
Nice, nice.
Do you have res or not?
Messi down.
Nice.
Huge tire.
Lucio is behind us and he's about to kill me.
Nice, nice. Nice aggressive
What's
Okay,
a
got
bit of
the
me?
Lucio.
play
Let's
to like
go
finish off
with
those
the
kills.
ins.
Okay, I've got the Lucio. I had to use flash.
They're going the same route again, I think. Yeah, same route, same route.
Alright, it's a trap in there. Let him come.
You're a little far forward. You just used fade. This is kind of bad because you didn't kill anyone yet. Okay.
I just got pistol whipped.
Oh my god.
because I missed my
Okay,
flash.
your diva is
Pistol.
amazing.
Yeah, I got
That is,
pistol whipped
I've
by the
never
enemy
heard of that
mercy.
before.
Don't
Okay,
use
you
that.
guys
Never
actually
heard
lose
of
this.
The word pistol whipped.
It's
You got
where you hit
slapped with
someone
a
with.
pistol.
It's where you
So that was sort of chaotic. I
get
wouldn't have.
mercy because
I would have
missed my
called your
flash
team
by time.
to fall back a little bit instead of playing in this room. That's really dangerous considering they probably have some ultimates on the enemy team and they're looking to push you the other direction. If you were attacking, this might be what you want to do, but since you're defending, the enemy is going to be super aggressive. This is their last push. You all know how last pushes work in Overwatch, so I don't have to explain that concept.
Okay, I just got pistol whipped by their mercy because
Yeah.
Never heard of that
It was
before.
decent coalescence usage.
She
Never
slapped me
heard
with her
of the
pistol.
word pistol whipped.
It's
You got
where you hit
slapped with a
someone with.
pistol.
It's where you get slapped with a pistol, basically.
Oh my god.
Nice. You have a lot of healing resource.
This is
So you should have been keeping your Rhine up a little bit more than that, given you have so much resource. Another thing, not saying that I expect silver and gold players to dodge Earth Shatters consistently, but you should have known that they hadn't used Earth Shatter that fight. I mean, should you have? I don't know. I would expect you to know that they hadn't used Earth Shatter that fight. If you're paying attention to this Rhine who's being super aggressive, you kind of have to expect he has Earth Shatter, even if you
No.
don't remember if he used
this
Earth
is
Shatter.
so much
No,
like
no, no, no,
damage.
no, no, no.
I'm dead.
That was not the way I meant to go.
I mean, you probably would have died anyway.
Okay,
Okay, I
Jake-
accidentally rolled.
To make you feel
directly
better.
In front of the entire enemy team.
Oh my
I meant to roll to the left to get a health pack, but
Okay,
I
okay.
accidentally rolled into
Junkrat
entire
and
enemy
me
team.
need to do a big combo, so please don't die.
Oop. Okay. So I see what you're going for. You're trying to fire a damage orb here, but for whatever reason you feel like you have to step forward and do that. You can risk getting pulled, and you had to use your fade just to get out of there. You could have fired that damage orb from way farther back and got the same value from it without having to risk using abilities you didn't want to.
One, come. Gotcha.
Got the
god.
right.
Oh, nice healing of Mercy.
Nice.
Should have healed her a little bit earlier though.
Get that shield.
Nice positioning. Nice positioning. This is great. I'm gonna explain a little bit about this.
One go down. I've been
Nice.
dead.
down.
I'm dead.
Focus
Keep
Lucio,
going.
Lucio on point, Lucio
I
on point.
didn't realize.
Nice.
Yeah, so your positioning right here, when you go behind them, I really admire that. So
Get that shield.
you can see it. They're all facing forward here. They're not about to turn around just to focus you down. They have a couple of people up here. They've lost 2 players. You're like staggering. I think it's what's called crossfire. Is where you have damage coming from more than one angle. It makes the enemy team way more disorganized. They have to focus on so much more, and they might waste abilities they didn't want to use. Whatever. You're creating a lot of crossfire, which is
I'm
excellent.
gonna get her shield.
Could have been healing your diva a little bit more there.
One go down. I've been
Nice.
dead.
Down.
I'm dead.
Focus
Keep
Lucio,
going.
Lucio on point,
I
Lucio on point.
didn't realize.
Nice.
What?
Nice.
Jake,
Nice.
let's go to your limbs, for God's sake.
57.
Nice game.
I
I
only have
hate
bronze,
you.
but I only have bronze, but I don't
Yeah,
care.
yeah.
Love
You
you too, sis.
your stats are
Right back at you, bro.
pretty good. Like
Damn it.
really good, actually.
Damn it.
Damn it. I didn't even get play of the game. I got triple kill.
That Reinhardt was really bad.
I got
So-
a triple kill and that double kill beat it.
in general, really good resource management, really low deaths. One thing you can work on is orb usage, coalescence usage, possibly a little better fade usage. Your fades were good, but I saw some points where you might have wasted them. Really good accuracy actually. Like your tracking was like excellent for silver. Like I sometimes end up with numbers about this this range in my games, and you're using a controller, so props to you. What else can I talk about here? Hero damage done. That's also very good. No complaints with that. Your aggressiveness was on point. Sometimes it was a little bit misguided though. Like you knew generally what to do with being aggressive, but you didn't always know how to exactly perform the aggressive behavior.
The best in damage is McCree.
Well,
Yeah. Before it was 4,000.
I guess that ends this VOD review then.
I got my career best with damage block and self-destruct.
Oh well, I guess you are gold. Congrats.